What's up, family? It is Tera Chantelle. Thank you so much for being with us today. I'm super excited to talk about self-care with you. I think we should prioritize this more often. And it's not so what I think, it's what I feel. I feel like it's so important to prioritize self-care, not just wait on this day to do it. We tend to wait on the possibilities to happen instead of making it happen and letting it happen, and knowing that this is something we should really prioritize on a day-to-day routine, a day-to-day schedule to help us protect our peace, our mental health, and our spiritual well-being. And self-care can look different for all of us. It can look different for all of us, and that is for us to truly explore. But if we never take the time to explore, to self-actualize, to know thyself, to love thyself, we will never prioritize self-care. We will truly feel guilty for actually doing self-care and thinking that self-care is supposed to be materialized, like, oh, it's just a bubble bath, oh, it's just taking myself out to dinner, it's just buying me a whole bunch of stuff. That is not self-care. I mean, that's a part of it. That's what capitalism shows us to get your money. But you can start by doing self-care for free on the free ski, by truly going outside and grounding yourself in nature, by looking yourself in the mirror and telling yourself how much you love you, how you adore you, how you honor you, how you protect you, how you feel safe with you. By feeling safe with yourself is becoming home with yourself and overall becoming whole with yourself. We look for safety outside of us, and it will always be an illusion. It will never get justified. It will never truly get done, because if we don't feel safe with ourselves, it's going to be impossible to feel safe around other people. We are constantly going to be on edge. We're going to constantly be insecure, naggy, controlling, and demanding, because we want someone to make us feel some type of way when that is for ourselves. The reason why most people are normalizing loneliness is to distract themselves from running away from their demons. We all have pain. We are all wounded in some way, shape, or form. No one is different here. So let's embrace this truth. Let's embrace that we're all trying to figure this out instead of running away. Because the only reason why we are lonely is because we're not connected to ourselves. If we're not connected to ourselves, we're not being honest with ourselves, and we're not being honest with other people. So now we're going to be people pleasing. Now we're going to be afraid to say no. Now we're not going to be operated from a true, pure place of love and authenticity, because we don't feel safe with ourselves. So incorporating self-care as a day-to-day routine will have us getting back centered, will have us operating from love, will have us truly operating from a high level of consciousness, because that is true development of self. Is just raising our vibration, raising our awareness to self, raising our outlook on life, and knowing that what is for us will never miss us, and we have to operate from this place. Make sure that when you are focusing on self-care, that you don't feel bad for saying no, for having limits, not having everyone have access to you, giving people space to grow and not to control. Because that is powerful, when you just silently allow people to rise up to the occasion, not to yell, not to fight, not to prove, because you have validation within yourself. Now you're not seeking it from the outside, because the reason why we can feel like we need people to be a certain way is because we're not operating from the place of wholeness. We have nothing to prove here. We have already won. Let that sink in. We have nothing to prove here because we have already won. So incorporate this in your spiritual practice. We need a spiritual practice while we are in this material realm, because we are still spiritual beings having this human experience. So your spiritual practice can look different from my spiritual practice. And that's why it's so much beauty in this, because there's no rules to this life. You don't gotta follow no rules, okay? The only rule is to rule your mind. Don't let it rule you. And when you take true power back of your mind, of your abilities, and believing in yourself, nothing and no one can get in the way of what is destined for you. Everybody is helping you on this journey. It's no competition. It's only people that is meant to compliment you, to love you, to honor you. Once you show people and be a display of love, how you should be treated, that is how people are going to reflect back to you. Enjoying your alone time will show other people that they don't have so much access to you. You don't need them. You want them in your life. Because when people know that they are not needed, they're going to rise up to the occasion. Like, you are being intentional. You are personally selecting them being around you because you want them, not because you need them, because you know you don't really need anybody. The only person you truly need is God, and God will bless you with all the resources that you need from other people in the end, because this life is on your side. Knowing that every time we are interacting with other people, they are just our reflection. It's never personal. It's never about other people. This is self-care. When you don't take things personal, you don't try to control. You are protecting your peace. By protecting your peace, you are clearing your mind. You're allowing yourself to figure this beauty of this journey out. And you don't have to have it all figured out. Embrace the unknown. Embrace the not knowing. It's really not our business to know how things are going to unfold, but it's just about letting it unfold. It's about letting it happen, not trying to make it happen. Be more with ease and flow. Have slower days. What is the rush? We be rushing to die. We be rushing to die. And there's no rush here. If we truly take one day at a time, allow slow and steady to win the race, this is self-care. Making it a priority to focus on your spiritual growth, your spiritual enlightenment, and only being around people who enhance that for you, that compliments you, because no one is going to complete you here. Only those who compliment you and allow you to shine even brighter. Don't be around nobody that's going to dim your light. That's not self-care. Don't be around someone who you have to play small. That's not self-care. Don't be around people who steps over your boundaries. That's not self-care. Self-care is not explaining yourself to a soul. Self-care is choosing yourself every single day, even if people misunderstand you. Self-care is making it a responsibility to make yourself happy. And if people don't get it, they don't get it. Those that do, do. And stick around that. Self-care is not yelling. Self-care is not doubting. Self-care is not blaming. Self-care is not focusing on the negative. Focusing on the positive. This is self-care. And do this every single day. Don't wait on a particular moment to do it. Every day, moment by moment, choose self-care. Because it's choosing to honor yourself. It's choosing to love yourself. It's choosing to be obedient to self. And when you are being obedient to yourself, you are being obedient to God. I love you, family, and I'm going to meet you at the top, baby. Please check out all the links below and let me know what your self-care routine looks like for you. And I can't wait to hear from you.